What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. How you guys been? I've been great. I feel better finally with my throat. Things are going great at work, and things are kind of looking up everywhere except, politics. Everything in politics seems to be going terribly. I hope things get resolved soon, but I don't hold out any hope for that. So, while we wait for either the world to end or things to get better, I decided to review more fragrances. Today we're taking a look at Sapil Bound. Let's first take a look at the bottle. This is quite possibly the cheapest and tackiest looking bottle that I own. This is extremely cheap looking. If you want to take a look, the top part kind of like spins around separately from the bottom part. This is a very fake looking leather thing. It has like a little plastic metal looking badge right here, a metal badge, and then the lid is a plastic disc on the top. And when you take it out, you have your little Sappo logo right there. It is honestly an extremely tacky looking bottle.
You're tacky and I hate you.
But we're not here necessarily for the bottle. No one sees the bottle, but they do smell you. So let's talk about the juice that's inside. This was one of the recommendations by one of the AI, I believe it was ChatGPT, on the video that I made on AI recommending fragrances to me based on my reviews and ratings in the past. I gave it like a spreadsheet of all my reviews and all my ratings that I keep for myself. And I gave it to ChatGPT and I gave it to Gemini. This is one of the fragrances that it recommended. And I gave a mini review during that video, but I finally tested it for a few days and I got a general vibe of this fragrance. And I gotta say, ChatGPT did a good job with this. When you smell it originally, you get a very nice, woody, citrusy smell. It's like slightly spicy, slightly citrusy, slightly woody. Within that first 20 to 30 minutes, that citrus, that spiciness kind of melts into a very thick, a very expensive smelling leather that is incredibly it's incredibly nice smelling. It reminds me a lot of a great piece of fresh leather, a well-oiled leather, a well-maintained leather. And you really have that nice vibe to it where it doesn't feel... Some leather to me feels like it's a leather that has been kind of left to the side, that has kind of gone musty. I'm sorry I always harp on it, but to me, Rare Carbon hits that leather with mustiness, with like old leather, and it didn't smell good to me. This hits the fresh leather, this hits the expensive leather, this hits the good leather side of things, and it smells much better to me than that horrible version of leather that was Rare Carbon. And to me, this smells really good. This has a rich, aromatic, smoky sense in that leather that's really delicious. Let's talk about notes for a little bit. So the top notes for this are cardamom, green mandarin, and green apple. The middle notes are orange blossom, lavender, and nutmeg. The base notes are amber, tonka bean, and leather. So to me, what you can definitely see coming through in this fragrance is that cardamom giving a slight sense of spiciness. It's not a tickle your nose kind of spicy. It's more like a warmth that's coming through and giving a nice little oomph to the smells that are there. That citrus in that green mandarin is definitely present. It's really making things brighter. It's making things a little bit more... It's making less heavy, because all the other scents here are a lot heavier. And then that green apple is also lightening things up, making it sweeter. Then you have the nutmeg that's also adding to the spiciness, deepening it and making that base of leather deep warm leather that's really nice. And then that tonka bean, I think, is what's tying everything together to make it a creamy mix together that makes it less of a leather with other thing and a mix together of a fantastic leather. Honestly, this is a great fragrance. And Fragrantica, this has a 4.23 out of 5 with 249 votes. It is not very well known. It's not very popular. But the people who have tried it really like it. I'm just sending it out there. If you haven't tried this, if this is not on your radar, you should probably try it. It's really inexpensive because it's not really that popular. So there's not much to lose with trying this out. The positives for this, what people have been saying in terms of this, is that it has a long lasting performance. It's versatile for different occasions, so it doesn't lean to date night or to office. It doesn't lean to winter or to summer. It doesn't lean anything like that. It's very neutral. It's very mass appealing. It's very well balanced. And that's the last one that people have seen. It's very well balanced in terms of fresh and warm and deep notes and light notes. It's all very well blended together to create a very good, well balanced and blended experience. The critique for this online has been that a lot of people say that it's not really that unique and that it doesn't stand out enough to other scents. Some people say that it's a little too strong, and some people say that it's a little synthetic on the dry down. I did not get that syntheticness that people were saying, but I can agree that it might be a little too strong, especially at the initial spray. This thing is a beast. It'll take over a room, and it's very, very strong. It can be, like, if you're in a small room, this is eye-wateringly strong. Once it dries down, it's a very beautiful, warm leather scent, but with just enough brightness to make it a very interesting scent. I really like this one. So, to me, this performed extremely well. It starts off with at least 8 to 10 feet of projection. It really fills out a room. I would say this is just below Combra in terms of projection. Like, it will dominate a room, and longevity is just the same. It'll start 8 to 10 feet. By hour, maybe 4, it'll go down to like 2 feet, but it never really turns into a skin scent. It's one of those scents where you can constantly feel yourself emanating that scent. You feel yourself like shedding out that scent out, and people made comments about it the entire day. It is really, really, really a great performer. I don't know what they put into this, but it was projecting all day long. It was really good for that. I think, to me, the scent profile for this, what I imagine when I wear this, it's honestly that fresh leather vibe that I told you about. This smells like expensive fresh leather. You know that feeling when you go to an expensive leather store and you see that wonderful leather jacket you had your eye on, and then you go up to it and you smell it, and it smells so good. That expensive, creamy leather of a well-maintained jacket, of an expensive jacket. It smells just like this. It smells like a very expensive leather jacket, but it has that little bit of citrus in there, a little bit of sweetness in there, a little bit of creaminess in there to not make it feel like an old played out scent. This feels bright, this feels modern, this feels sophisticated, this feels like not old or played out. This feels like nothing that I would call like your daddy's leather. This feels something that I think a younger crowd would appreciate more than an older crowd, but I think it would appeal to everybody. Because to me, when I smell leather, it really, my mind usually goes to like older people. It's not because leather is old, not to me. I think it's mostly because a lot of fragrances that put leather in them as a strong note, they mix it with things that to me mix together and create an old scent. I have ombre leather back there, and I have a decant of it, and it smells pretty good. But I think a lot of fragrances get it wrong as a dupe is because they try to skew it older. They try to add more sophistication to it, which just makes it feel like an older scent. It makes it feel stuffy and not good. They try to make it more sophisticated than it is. I think that's what happened with Rare Carbon. Like, I already did like a review of Rare Carbon, but I'm gonna do an update because I finally got ombre leather and I compared them side to side finally. They're nothing alike. I don't get why people say it's a good dupe. It's a terrible dupe. They're nothing alike. Ombre leather, I thought it was gonna smell like crap based on on Red Carbon, but it's actually pretty good compared to Red Carbon. Red Carbon smells like garbage compared to the Umber Leather, at least the Red Carbon I have. So, in my opinion, this is a fantastic leather scent. This is great. It's not Umber Leather, don't get me wrong, but this is a fantastic, great leather scent. This is an everyday wearer. Think about your leather jacket. Think about feeling sophisticated in leather. This is it. So if that's the type of person you want to be, bondage with class, this would be it. So this would be Sapil Bound. Really good. Try it out. It's so cheap. You have nothing to lose. Just get it. Honestly, I very rarely say get things, but this is really, really, really inexpensive. I just say get it. If you hate it, give it to someone else. Honestly. So that was my thoughts on this. Have you heard of this? Because honestly, the first time I heard about it was with the AI. I had never heard of this brand or this fragrance before. Have you heard about it? What do you think? Have you tried it? If you have, let me know your thoughts on it. Remember, the sense is objective. What I like isn't necessarily what you like. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and always remember to smell your best. See ya.